Today we're going to talk about all things tofu. I have a few friends from the yoga community who happen to be vegan, and some of them choose to drink soy milk. And you know the soy milk you buy in Australia, it's pre-packaged, it's often contains lots of additives and sweeteners and other things. One of the best things about being in China is you can get soy milk freshly made. Actually, just the other day I was taking my daughter to kindy, and across the road from her kindy was a guy making fresh soy milk by the side of the road. So there's lovely fresh soy milk. I recommend that you serve it warm with a little bit of sugar, although I can drink it without either. And then the other thing that you can get in China is all kinds of tofu. You know, in the supermarket in Australia you can get like sort of hard processed pre-packaged tofu, but here you can get freshly made tofu every day, and they sell it from like big slabs like in a deli. Instead of buying, cheese from the deli, you get your piece of tofu. They just cut off a big square for you, and you can have it served cold, you can fry it, you can steam it, you can stew it, you can do whatever you like with it. And one of my favourite ways is to buy the silken tofu and serve it cold with spring onions and sesame oil on top. Sometimes vegetarians have trouble in China because when they order a tofu dish they expect it to be vegetarian, but often when the Chinese people make a tofu dish they add a bit of meat, usually pork, in for extra flavour. But you can always ask them, or you can always tell them that you're vegetarian, and they understand about vegetarians because they know they have a fair few Buddhists in China, and they know that lots of Buddhists don't eat meat. If you visit a Chinese Buddhist temple, you'll often be able to have a meal, and they do this funny thing where they use tofu to try and make food that looks like meat. So they try to trick you to make you feel like you're eating meat when you're not, which is a bit strange, but anyway. So as well as having, the soy milk, the different kinds of tofu to make yummy food with, traditionally Chinese people have eaten a lot more vegetables, I think, than we do in the West. And they have so many varieties of vegetables and so many different ways of cooking them. So if you're vegan or vegetarian and you make your food yourself, well, you could learn some tips from some Chinese people. But I think you can eat quite well in China. And even if you're not vegetarian or vegan, you still enjoy all the wonderful vegetables that they cook here. I know myself, I sometimes think I could, reduce the amount of meat products that I eat. So yeah, I'm definitely doing that while I'm here this trip in China. If you like this video about eating tofu and vegetables in China, then you can subscribe to my channel or subscribe to my newsletter at studiochina.com.au. This is my weekly show where I share, at the moment from China, inspiration for you to learn Chinese, to travel independently in China. And I will see you next week.